So I woke up and I'm pretty numb. I'm numbing out my feelings. I don't want to feel right now. I don't want to process anything. Um, I just need a day to just rethink and just, I guess, relax. I don't know. So I just looked up what kind of describing what I was going through it and seeing what it would say. That I used Grok, um, and it said that it's likely that I'm going through a healing crisis. Uh-oh. Which is a temporary worsening of symptoms that arise as we go through the healing process. So I guess I'm not really numb and I'm healing. So I guess it's like opening up my body to like what my feelings and like I guess how stuff feels because I've been numb a lot. So yeah, I guess it is a good thing that it shows that I am healing because I am going through a healing crisis. But then it's a bad thing because I'm pretty sure I lost my job over the healing crisis, and also I am all by myself doing it myself without a therapist or like anything. I'm just journaling and meditating and being present and staying and working on my breathing. I do a lot of 10-second breath in and out. And I'm always in nature, and I think that um yeah, I've done just so much healing, not healing, but so much processing this month just by myself. And every day I'll process something, I'll journal, I'll think about something, I'll cry about it, I'll let it out. And I think my body just needs time to like recalibrate, and I'm doing it by myself and I'm not grounding myself after like any grounding techniques or stuff like that, because I'm doing a lot of somatic healing instead of like traditional, which is like therapy and stuff like that. I'm doing like breath work, journaling. I started doing the IVF, where like your trauma breaks into like different like personalities, I'm guessing. And so I am like feeling my different, not personalities, but like different parts, and I'm feeling like the different parts of my body, and I am speaking to it, and I am like really like doing it. I can feel the judgmental or the critical part of my body, uh which is in my mind, which is the watcher. I can feel the insecure part that like just watches people. It watches for their face expressions, and it listens to what they say. Like, I could go to a table and walk away, and I can feel that part of my body like just still staring at that table, see if they say anything at me. And I can and most times, they do say something about how mean my face is or something like that. And then, it reminds what they say. It makes me insecure. It's really hard to explain, but I can feel the part of my body. I don't know where it's, some of them I can feel them, but I don't know where they're at. I feel like I'm fragmented, and those parts of my body, they're fragmented and they're like numbed. Like they're like stuck. And so I can feel the part of my body that or the system that when cars drive back by, I'm like, what do they think of me? I gotta like look tough, and I've gotta look like I'm all that and show off and for cars that pass by. And it's just different systems in my body that were like, if like, I guess they're like trauma spun or whatever. So like when I was younger, some incident happened that really hurt, and like I didn't deal with it because I was numb, and it just got frozen. And so my body just kept on, like, say if I was like made fun of, so, and I just was hurt and I didn't know how to process it. And I'm like sitting there and I'm like listening to see if they're making fun of me. And I know that even though I was young, so I didn't know if that like that's making it worse, but I'm listening there to see if they're making fun of me. And then that part just like freezes there. And like throughout my years, I'm still like that part of my like system is still listening to see if people like being vigilant and seeing if people are talking about me and stuff like that. But it's just a frozen response through trauma. I have a lot of those, and so I've been working on that. And yeah, the more healing, the more I'm crashing. I'm pretty sure I'm really numb right now. I don't want to process or feel anything. I'm pretty sure I'm fired, so I have no job, and then I have bills coming up in 2 weeks and no way to pay them. And like there's no way I could be anything but numb. I would like be so stressed and like break down, but I just don't care right now. And I'm just gonna keep like that until give me like a couple days just to relax and have like I feel fine right now, but that's because I'm like just bearing emotions. I just need time to relax, and then I'll get into the worrying and all that. But that's that. Yeah. I don't know. I was supposed to go to church today, but I'm gonna listen to a sermon. I was in my car yesterday, and I think I have spiritual trauma. Every time I like try to pray or whatever, or like focus on God, like my body's like fuck you, or it's like I don't need you, and it's like it gets progressively worse. Like I'll just like subconsciously start saying stuff like I'll be praying, I'm like fuck you, or I'll be like after I asked him to help me, I'll be like doing my shift and I do good. I'm like, oh, I don't need you anyways. And I guess that's like my body's like defense mechanism, just because like I'm like I guess like feeling really vulnerable and like relying on people and trusting someone. Like it's just me, but I feel like my body like because like I need to be like that to be with God. Like it's like just a mechanism to like I guess like protect me. I don't know. Before, when I used to feel vulnerable about like situations, my body would like make me think in a way that makes me feel like it's their loss. And I feel like it's the same way. My body is just like very vulnerable, but doesn't want to like rely on someone and potentially get hurt and stuff like that. So it's like it's just like defense mechanism. I was wondering why I always do that. Whenever I start getting back with God, I start praying and I'm like fuck you, or like I don't need you and stuff like that. And I looked it up through like ChatGPT, and it's like it could be like a defense mechanism. Also, growing up, we were like spiritually abused. So we were like told every morning for 20 minutes we had devotions. Every night we had every morning we had God and I for 20 minutes, and then every night we had devotions for 30 minutes every day. And you know, all of us are trauma bound. We are going through stuff, you know, abused, like just so much like stuff with trauma. And like we were like forced to do devotions every morning, every night, 2 days a week we went to church, and it was just shoved down our throats. And like for our mental emotional healing, like we were just like told to get back with God, you know. And then like we'd go to church and get scared about going to heaven and hell, and if they're like preaching on that. And then we'd have camps for a week where we'd just have preaching, and we were like forced to make decisions and forced to like pretty much like I gave my life to God, when none of us really cared. Like none of us, like nobody really cared about God, because it's about relationship, not like religion, and we were taught religion. And so like I was talking to my brother yesterday, and it's crazy how like your body processes stuff, like, you know, it'll come out, and then you're like, oh wow, that makes perfect sense. And I was telling him, like, you're supposed to read the Bible, and God is supposed to show you something in the Bible, like a passage or something, like prick it on, like put it on your heart, and like he's supposed to speak to you. And like our whole lives, we would read like like chapter out of Bible, and then we would like hunt for something that we could apply to our lives, and then we'd be like, okay, so this day I'm gonna work on this. And that was like, that's how we were learned. That's like, it's through us, but it's not through us, it's through God. So like, I always read my Bible, and I'll just pick something, and like I hate like I it's like I just get it out of the way, that I can like pat myself on the back for doing it, because that's how it was at like Hope. But I just like search for something, and I'm like, okay, I can apply this to my life. All right, I'm done. And I wouldn't hear from the Lord. I'm hearing from myself, and that's just not, it's not how it's supposed to be. And I didn't even know about that, like how I felt like that. But I was talking yesterday, and I'm like, oh my gosh, that's crazy. But I know that I need God. I know that I cannot, like, even though my body, like my mind, it rejects God at the core. Like every time I'm praying, my body's like telling me, fuck him, fuck you. Like literally every prayer. Every time I think about him, my body's like, we don't need him, we don't need him. And it's just my body and my mind rejecting him. But deep down, I know that I need God. Um, which is why I always like come back, because I know deep down I do need him, and I need him part of my life, part of my growth, and I know I need him for the future. And yeah, I just don't know how to get there. It took me like 6 years after, or yeah, not six, like 4 years. I knew I was like messed up, but I didn't know like how bad. And then it took me 4 years, and I'm like, yeah, I probably need therapy. And then like I had to open up to therapy. Like it took me a couple years after therapy to like, I'm just now starting to actually like understand and feel and heal. Like I'm ready now, but I don't know. It might take me a little while to like do like the spiritual healing. But I don't know. I prayed yesterday, and I'm like, please help me. And I had the worst shift ever. He didn't help me at all. My mind's like telling me, oh, like be mad. He didn't help. But I'm just like, I literally, after like all these years, just started like praying and get back to God. Like it's not just because you pray and like get back to them doesn't mean he's gonna answer all your prayers, and like, he's like your new like help me and stuff like that. I think you gotta like work through it. But I was just, like kind of upset. But I always tell myself, I do that all the time. I'm like, it's not God's fault. He just got here. He's not supposed to just answer everything for you. And then you go back to like half asking, like giving him little crumbs and stuff like that. Like it's not fair to anyone. But yeah. This month's gonna be really rough, and it's okay.